Thank you, Jeannie, for taking the time out of your day to join me here today. I have a couple of questions for you. First one is, what are you doing to become a subject matter expert on regulatory violations, and how do you avoid them?
Thank you so much, Flo, for giving me this opportunity to meet with you. I've made myself a subject matter expert by making sure I'm up to date on all web-based training, reading and understanding CR Web, and checking with my manager for most recent policy changes. I spread the information to the community through emails, group chats, and word of mouth.
I just have a couple questions for you. Feel free to answer as you please. With the change to the incentive plan that happened on November 1st, what are some things you like about it?
I love that quality is no longer stacked ranked, and I now compete with myself.
Hi, Gracie. Thank you for joining me this morning. I want to thank you for your time this morning, for joining us here at Capital One. I have a questions for you, and you certainly can give me your take on things. How do you feel PBS has impacted our NPS scores?
By bringing humanity to banking, we have been able to create valuable customer relationship on a call-by-call basis by people that truly care about the well-being of our card members.
What have you done today to drive our digital initiative?
I had a call earlier today where I reset one of my customers' password via email, and they were able to access their account. I even let them know about the updates to credit tracker function of the app.
How has PBS impacted the way you do business with our customers on each interaction?
I now have the human approach to my calls. I have the freedom to be myself and meet great people that are down on their luck and guide them to a solution that meets their needs. I hear from my customers all the time that they appreciate that they are not just a number with Capital One.
And thank you, Susan, for joining me here and answering these questions for me. I really appreciate your time.
I'm happy to be able to answer them for you today.
And here we are at Capital One doing a side-by-side with one of our peers here that is taking some learning on how the Liquidate department does the workflow on the calls that are coming in on a day-to-day basis, because it may be a little differently than what they're used to doing on their level of delinquency. So it's giving a play-by-play of what comes in, and what problems are being solved, and how to handle those escalated calls that come our way.
Oh, okay.
And
So
this explains
so it's not like it's a really new
the
thing
difference
for y'all.
between the different delinquencies
So
and what
basically, it is still
they're
like
learning
the same thing as
and
if
what
you're doing third party,
gets
but not
done
as
over in our side of the
as your
Liquidate
first party, 'cause your
department as
first party
opposed
and
to
stuff like that. So of course,
their
there's a lot of
early
rules.
delinquency levels. So it
Hi,
gives them an
good
idea if they want to
afternoon.
come
Thank you
into
so much
our
for calling
Liquidate
in
area
Capital One. This is Letitia
and
speaking
be able
on the
to
recorded
handle
line.
that type
Who
of
do I have the
workflow,
pleasure speaking to
because
today?
it does require a little bit more knowledge
Hello, Mr. Cowley.
and
Thanks
more
for
of a
calling
problem
in, sir.
solving
Can I please have your date
skills
of birth for
that
verification?
are being used to certainly assist our
Thank you so much,
customers on a day-to-day
Mr. Calling
basis.
in. You are so.
It looks like she's in good hands, and certainly she feels pretty comfortable with the workflow, and hopefully she'll be able to make that jump.
You are authorized.
Hello, Demetrius.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming in today to answer a few questions. What competency did you struggle with the most? And how did you overcome it? And then also, how do you share your best practices?
Influence is definitely one that I struggle with. I've overcame it by being more open, by sharing my best practices with my fellow team members. I show my leadership skills to develop and inspire others to think differently and deliver results.
Okay, that's a great answer. Do you think the 9 competencies play a big role in our mission to change banking for good?
Yes, I do believe that the competencies play a big role here at Capital One. Communication, customer focus, problem solving, and results focus are one of the few of the skills and behaviors used every day to fulfill Capital One's mission.
Thank you so much, Demetrius. That was so insightful, and I hope we can do it again. Hey, thank you for coming today, Tom.
Thank you for having me today. I appreciate that.
What do the competencies mean to you, and how do you use them in your everyday life?
That's an excellent question. The competencies are a basic guideline that helps us associates become successful in what we do here at Capital One. For example, I have to use good problem-solving skills to help our customers with finding the best solutions that fit their needs. Teamwork is always exciting because it gives me the opportunity to come together with my peers and gather those diverse point of views, and customer focus lets our card members know that we are actively listening to them. It helps better analyze their situation so we can assist them properly. And also, I would like to give out a big shout out to Team Lopez.
Shout out to Juanita Lopez. Which of the competencies mean the most to you and why?
I'm glad you asked that. Customer focus means the most to me because it gives me the opportunity to build our brand, which is one of our top priorities. And it gives our card members the customer experience they deserve. And I'm all about giving the customer experience. Thank you for having me. This was great. I hope we can do that again.
Well, Mr. Ed, thank you for coming in today to answer a few questions. Which of the competencies mean the most to you and why?
The customer focus means the most to me, and the reason why, I'm a customer. So it brings about the opportunity for me to, build on that brand of Capital One, and it gives the customer to me that experience, that customer experience. And I have to put myself in those shoes because being a customer, I've been treated a certain way when I walked away from the company. So my goal is to build on that brand and bring about a customer experience, if it makes sense to you. I had a guy the other day tell me he didn't want to talk to me, but he was saying, y'all keep calling, blah, blah, blah. I kind of let him spill his, words out. And as I went to selling, and it's not selling, it was influencing him. He said, you good. That's what he told me, you good. I kind of smiled on the inside because I wanted him to know, you got a credit card that's active. Build on this credit card. It's not closed. So we're here to work with you. So he said he's going to do this and do that. But I feel good about what I did because I stand for Capital One and their mission and changing banking for good. It's not about harassing people. It's about getting on the same page.
All right, that's a great answer. Which competency do you use most often? And why do you use that competency?
Communication and living the value is, the competencies that I often use, and the reason why is I will always forget about the rules and regulations, and that communications is important when you try to understand the rules and regulations of Capital One. The updates was important, and I know that. Now, living the value is is in my heart, and the reason why, because I like doing the right thing. And again, I'm kind of focused back on that first question you asked me about the customer focus, is doing the right thing, and bringing about, building on the culture and the mission of Capital One.
All right, and that was great. I loved your answers. Thank you so much for coming in today.
And thanks for having me.
And thank you for tuning in to the All In Show. And we did a really, really good survey. This survey pertains to the competencies here at Capital One. And we sent out this survey, and out of 13 people we surveyed, 9 people knew that we had 9 competencies, which is great because that does show that the word is getting out. And this is something that we're pushing for our company, and it's a part of our mission as well. So we did a survey, and that survey went out, and it showed here that which of the competencies do you feel is your strongest? 33% said customer focus. That's mind-blowing. That's great. Why? Because customer focus is what we live for here at Capital One. Without customer focus, we cannot be in tune with our card members by basically providing them the proper solution to how they're able to, manage their accounts. And by promoting digital, by letting them know when their due date is, and also by being able to communicate with them exactly what needs to be done. And also the actual opportunity within the competencies, everyone stated was result focus. And that's a big one. It's something that I live on. Without being able to set the proper goals for our card member to have those results that they need, meaning as if they had a late payment and they didn't know, or there were X amount of days past due. You can go online, you can manage your account. I let the card members know that you can set up alerts. You have so many different options, but without that customer focus, I'm not able to present that result for them. That's what the results are. It stated that 34% lives off that. That's one of our opportunities. We should, spread that word, spread our best practices when it comes to result focus, and that should be a bigger number, a way bigger number. That should be one of our 100% competencies that people live off here at Capital One. And I do thank you for tuning in today, and most definitely, we're all in.
Con los terroristas.